Coming here to you with a very powerful message. Now, whether you choose to believe it or not, it's entirely up to you. But believe me, everything I'm here to tell you is not negotiable in any way, shape, or form. It never has been, and it never was. What you got to understand is there's certain people created here for this moment, and you got to have faith in that. You got to put your faith where your words are, right? You got to put your heart in your sleeve too. Wear your heart in your sleeve. Don't hide it. Show people who you really are. Okay? You don't need to be afraid of nothing. A lot of things that's happening in this world that a lot of people don't understand at the moment. But you got to have faith. You got to have absolute faith. Let me tell you something. You will not find another person in the world that comes with the information I do or the evidence. And I want you to have faith in it. You will not find one other human being on earth that comes with the information and the evidence that I do. I can guarantee you that. If you need to satisfy your biological brain, your reptilian brain, with the documents that's the evidence, then ask yourself, where's your faith system at? You should ask yourself that question very importantly. Where's your faith? What do you choose to believe in? Because believe me, whatever you believe in, it's going to happen to you. And I want you to consider that. Whatever you entertain the most, it's going to happen to you. So if your mind's not the right mindset, right, believe me, you're going to suffer the consequences no matter what you believe in. It's not negotiable, never was, never has been. People manipulate the truth so much to normalize this kind of behavior non-stop where they normalize voice and moral yesterday. Their mindset's in the wrong mindset. They can't think straight. You're in post-human stage, born in revelation, declared on documents. Now, only the elect is going to be chosen. Who are the elect? Well, they've always been outlaws. They've never been anyone that complies to man's laws, not once in human history. Every prophet, Jesus Christ himself, Abraham, Jacob, David, Daniel, Enoch, Noah, and Moses. Not one was ever a pastor or priest or ever come through the religious field. They came with power. They came with power that no one else had in their progenitor genes. They know who they were. They know who they were. And those genes in every single one of those bloodlines is inside deep exposed in your DNA. Covered up in such a way that you're confused so much you don't know. You have amnesia. The Great Awakening is revelation, the unfailing. You know what it means? It means you've got to go through every rabbit hole for 5,000 years to discover who you really are. You have to be reborn. You have to go back to your primal state. That's what resurrection is, and no one's even talking about it. Consider this for a moment. If no one's talking about how to resurrect humanity from the post-human states and everyone thinks they're awake, every person in the world believes they're awake, no, not me, ask yourself, who believes in the Bible? Who believes in the prophecies unfolding, smack bang in your face with post-human states and the resurrection of humanity? You see, here's where the problem is. There isn't one religion in the world or one pastor in the world anywhere teaching the resurrection or anything about the post-human states because they all think they know, just like everybody else does in the whole world. That's interesting. Doesn't the Bible say that every single person in the world will be deceived to one degree or another, even some of the elect? No, it doesn't. It says the elect will never be deceived, but every other prophet, witness, and person chosen in the path will be. Only the elect can guide them. When you don't understand that, you don't even understand who the masterminds are chosen for this moment and with the evidence that's been unfolding on earth for the last 60 years. Where do you think your head's at? I'm asking you a simple question. Where do you think your head's at? Because I think you're all doing head miles. I think you're still thinking too much and you can't see the evidence right in front of your face. You can't even see it. We're moving with 15,500 scientists, and the World Transformation Movement because we can't trust religions. We can't trust any human either. We can't trust any post-human when they can't think straight. So they have to be the elect. They have to be the elect. The ones that can master their mind, like Jesus could. The ones that can go into their progenitor genes and do the things that he can and more. And who do you think can do what he can and more? Who can teach people that? I've resurrected 3 times with documents. I brought my wife back to death, from death 3 times, record as miracles, because they're limited and they can't understand these things. So if I can do that, and I write the books that unfold with evidence, and I come exactly as every people can prophecy promise you, right? How come not one person in the whole world's paying attention? How come they all throw stones at me? You want to ask yourself that question? How come you do it? How come you think you know better? How come no one's sharing me? How come I'm being suppressed and managed by the military, by NSA, by NASA, by NATO, by the whole system, by Facebook and YouTube. How come you support them and not me? 99% of people that claims to follow me don't even share the fucking videos because they're spineless weak cats that can't function like a human being. Only 1% does. Now, I'm here to tell you something you might not like, okay? But it's a proven fact, right? You're in post-human stage, it's born revelation. 99% is not facing this and going back to your moral state whatsoever. It takes 7 years, right? It takes 7 years to go back to your moral state to master your mind, your mind don't master you. No one believes in this. No one understands this. No one follows me. Everybody bails out immediately. They drop out all the time because they're nothing but weak, spineless, immoral creatures all over the earth. That's what they are. That's exactly what they are, exactly like the days of Noah. And they will suffer like the days of Noah. 99% of people is going to get wiped out in the whole Western civilization. I can guarantee you that. 93 is declared to be on the point of return, which means they're no longer human. Negative creatures all over the world that chooses to follow everything they're forbidden from. And they're now controlled by that system. With greed, power, and temptation controls every single thing in their life. Modern technology, modern images. Take the phone off most people, they can't even function anymore because they're attached to negative things. They're not attached to positivity. They're not even in harmony with nature, life, and all the things that they're in harmony with. Right? Their lordship and respect moral voice has been crashing all over the earth. Spirit humanity's gone because they don't even have the power anymore. They can't think straight anymore. That's why the power's gone. That's why the aura's gone. Who's been reborn lately? No one even understands that concept. Oh, they've all been born again. They don't even know what it means. They don't even know what it means anymore. Where's the aura in everyone? How come everyone thinks mentally when you walk down the street and you can't feel anything anymore? Because they're all cold spineless cows, that's why. The whole world is, isn't it? Polarised and hypnotised into the state. And nobody seems to want to wake up, do they? And all this that claim to be awake, they don't want to face this neither. That's interesting, isn't it? You were told I'd come, and I fed every single prophecy, right, with the most powerful evidence ever embedded into the planet. Ever been embedded into the planet. With a book that unfolds with them so perfectly. And you know what? Every single day I watch every spineless person run away. They don't even share my videos. They're filthy scumbags, right? They're fucking animals and they support bail every time they turn a blind eye to me, right? You know I can sit here and watch the numbers go down all the time. People just run away. They come in and just run away because they're fucking weak, man. They're not fucking human anymore. They don't give a fuck. All they give a fuck about is themselves, man. You're told I can put fire out of my mouth? You're told how it come. And do you see anyone else in the world like me? Take a good look around you. Take a look at my information. Show me one person in the whole world that's giving you this information anywhere in the world. Go on, go ahead and show me. Where are they? You know, God works like this with power. Power in the word. And you don't listen, but I get right through your nerves, right through your skull, right deep down in your DNA. And I touch your heart, man. I touch your heart with every single pretending genes that you got. With the most 8 important tools. Loyalty, honor, respect. Morals, empathy and remorse. Inspiration and encouragement. That's who you are. That's who you are. You're a moral, compassionate creature, not a psychologically mental one, spineless weak cows, sensitive and highly emotional, believe in your own truth, live in your own little bubble, selfish, egotistical creatures all over the earth. Who are you really? Ask yourself that question. Who are you really? Do you know who you are? Or are you too afraid to find out? When are you going to break free from amnesia? When are you even interested in standing back in your moral state and not be a weak spineless cows and then think you're intelligent at the same time with a high IQ? That only makes you good at what you do, but in fact not intelligent. You can't use your sixth sense. You're stripped from it. From a document in 1921, recorded on documents all over the world. You're stripped from your sixth sense, your natural organic state to think instinctively. You think with your mind all the time. And you can't even deal with it. You all think you're awake out there? Then how come you can't do what I can do and more? How come the people that I teach can? Huh? You want to explain that? Do you want to explain to me how come people that are teaching from me and learning from me, practicing what I preach, can start repairing their genes, can start repairing cancer, can start repairing many extraordinary things, and you're not even paying attention because you think you know better, don't you? Who created you to be like this? You're like children out there that's got no respect for the parents, no respect for elders and wisdom and honors, no respect for the chosen, no respect for the Father whatsoever or the way he works. That's what you have to understand. You are weak, sensitive, highly emotional, and you all think you've got a high IQ that makes you think you know better. What kind of disgusting animals are you? You abolished all the wisdom of the world. You believe in your own truth and don't realise your mind plays tricks and games and you're designed to do that. And you become your own worst enemy and you don't even realise that. That's why you suffer. That's why you think. That's why you stress with fear, anxiety, confusion, frustration, delusion and paranoia. And then you lie about it. Like you're two-faced because you are. You're tangled in a web and you can't master your mind masters you. You know, every day I sit here and bust my guts to help you. And you know what you do? 90% of you fucking run away like a piss-weak little animal. You can't even fucking be human anymore. You can't even understand what's about. You can't even support me, man. God knows that. God knows exactly how you treat me, every single one of you. Believe me, he's watching you right now. He's got eyes on every single fucking one of you. And you want to know something? No matter what comes out of your fucking mouth, no matter what you fucking think up here in your scon, it's your action that leaves a mark on earth, and it will be the one that you'll be judged by. Because when you're touched with negativity, and everything that bailed the signs and all the system, right, that's what you're going to get judged by because you keep supporting it. You can't fend for yourself. You can't stand up on your own 2 feet in your own sovereignty. You don't even have faith in yourself. You have faith in every single thing you warn about. It's the only thing you have faith in. You can't function anymore like a human being. You can't even feed yourself right. You don't even know how to. We can see it in your DNA. You destroyed your DNA so much, and that was by design for a reason. You got no power, man. You use your instincts 1 to 5% of the time. The best person of all uses 5%. You know how much you got to gain? 95%. You know how much power you got to gain? No. Imagine the phone running on 1%. That's about the capacity you're running at today. 1% of your power. Your principality in the right place, and when you live by him, you have your power back. More power than anything you've ever known in 5,000 fucking years. Your DNA code has every single ability in the whole bloodline. All the way back in your progenitor genes. It's inside you, buddy. Jesus' abilities. Moses, Elijah, David, Daniel, Abraham, Moses, Noah, Enoch, who built the pyramids and levitated the stones. You have that ability. You don't even believe in it. You know how David killed Goliath? You know how he became a king? He was in prison, you know. He came out of the cave with prison, right? That's what he did. He came out of the caves just like many other people, like John the Revelation. Always fucking outlaws, buddy. John the Baptist came out of prison too. Paul was in out of prison non-stop. Daniel was in prison. Samson was in prison. They're all in prison all the time. They're always outlaws, weren't they? Moses, they were trying to lock him up all the time, weren't they? Because he was an outlaw too, right? Who stood by them? Who stood by them all? No one. Only 11 people believed in Jesus. And when they came out of amnesia, they could do what he can and more. So you don't understand that. Can you do that? But I teach you how to do that. I teach every person how to do that with inspiration and encouragement. Like a real father would. Right? To give you that inspiration, to make you have confidence in what you can really do in this planet. But you see, you don't understand that. Jesus was wild, buddy. He was fucking off his head, man. That's why they're so scared of him. Don't you understand that? He smashed the fucking tables to pieces, right? With the pharaohs, right? He smashed the gambling places to pieces. He smashed the fucking everything else to pieces with the markets. He told them all that, right? You're fucking controlled by Baal. That's what he said. They didn't like him. Oh, no, he was different. He said it's not about the church. It's not about the governments. He said the kingdom's your church, and it's the only ones ever going to be saved. It's even more than Revelation. The ones who live by the kingdom, the church, is the ones who get saved. Which church is that? The ones that live by it. The ones that live by the vineyard rule equally and 2 simple commandments. Do you think you do that? Listen, you live by the law of Janti. You're not even fucking aware of it. Take a good look. All about me, myself, and I. That's what your whole Western civilization is designed on reverse psychology through an evolution theory. And you believe in a theory and come to a conclusion with reason in a theory. No, not a fact, right? That's why you all fall into theories and more deceptions than have been in global history. You're more confused and frustrated than you ever have been in human history with the high IQ. On 5 senses, negative feels. And 7 billion people on this planet is negativity. Full of negativity with full of defective genes, mental disorders, gene defects, the whole 9 yards. Only 1 billion won't have. Only 1 billion will be able to repair their genes and go into progenitor genes and use all the abilities that they were created with, because that's the time you're in. We come through amnesia and go back to your primal state to understand who you really are. 99% don't have any faith in it. They've got no faith in it because their mind controls them. They want more answers than negative feels. That's why they're attached to these things and can't release these things. They can't think outside the mind. They can't think outside the mind because the Baal's got them in the skull. That's what I warned about. Well, every negative feel here has got everyone in the skull. They think with the skull all the time. Can't think outside the skull with the mind. They can't think like that. They think with the heart, right? Can you think with your heart? Your heart goes into projective genes, where you project your opinions, right? You're projecting your thinking into dimensional thinking, right? Right through every single dimension into an enigma of a gravity of frequency. A frequency that you're attached to with those 8 tools if you activate them correctly. By living by them. There are laws of life you're not living by. You're living by Baal's laws of life. All negative fields and everything attached to. You're living by those laws. You may not believe that, but what are you, stupid? There are 8 laws of life you must live by. by the Vineyard Rule and true 7 commandments, coded in your DNA as a loving, compassionate creature with those 8 tools that are righteousness. Okay, and they activate you. Right? So it's coded in your DNA as a loving, compassionate creature with those 8 tools of righteousness that makes you that person. And what you don't understand is, what is it all about? Love and compassion? That's the meaning of life, isn't it? Isn't it? You don't even know what the meaning of life is. Well, it's coded in your 2 commandments, to love one another, bear burdens. That's the 2. The very 2 that you coded in your DNA with righteousness. Right? Do you understand that? Love and compassion is now the evidence to prove, right, that it's the only principality and power, right, for life to exist and survive. It creates positivity, it creates life. And you're not in positivity. You're in negativity and 5 senses non-stop and think too much and entertain yourself and yakety, yakety, yak. But you've got no universal language, have you? In 5th dimension, right? 5th dimension. 5th dimension down, which is light, doubt, deceiving and demonic. You go outside that dimension. No one tells you that in the whole world. They tell you to think with the 5th dimension, right? Higher dimensional thinking, you always have that. It's in the 5 senses, you morons. What's wrong with you? You're so easy to deceive all the time. It's unbelievable. Light workers and conscious workers in the 5th dimension, yeah, that's Satan. Baal. You don't even understand that, you fucking morons. 5th dimension stuff, light workers and conscious workers, talking about energy, it's a gravity of frequency of love, right? And it's by the Father, the Holy Spirit and divine light. When they don't talk about that, what do you think they believe in? Oh, they believe in their own truth and they're gods, right? Look at them, they're spineless weak cowards. You can see that many of them talk like me? Do you see any of them commit any of the performances that I do? Do they resurrect people? Do they teach them to fix cancer? Do they teach them to get outside the mind, out of amnesia, so that they compare their genes? Do they do any of these things in the social media platform? Show me. Where are they? Please, show me. Show me where they are. Please show me. Show me you can resurrect and resurrect others. Show me! Show me! For 3.5 years you've been avoiding me, you fucking morons. I've had nothing but you throwing stones at me, you fucking filth bags. Because you know what? You're all Baal's children and you're all going to fucking fail. You don't believe that? Go and do your DNA test. You see your whole body cells calling up, man. All your body cells in your DNA is calling up. You don't believe that? Go and get a fucking body test. Go and get a DNA test, for God's sake. You see it yourself. I repair people's genes and DNA, but nobody else does. With words. Just words. And breaking free from amnesia. There's no one else on the earth like me. Take a good fucking look around you. There's no one here like me. There isn't one person, man. You show me that person, because I'm looking around. I feel awfully alone here, because I know the truth. And I know the truth. I can set people free from amnesia, and you can't. And you entertain everything else to distract others and cause them to stumble because you're stumbling. But you're not helping anyone. You think you are, but you keep thinking all the time, but you don't do anything with action. And God is watching you. He's watching how much you support me, and you do support Baal. In every single thing you do when you don't support me. And you were told you will surely be devoured. And believe me, I know you have, because I've seen all your futures. And very few people come with me. Very few people will be saved. You don't believe that? You choose not to. You choose not to. You wonder why? Why do you choose that? If I come in the Father's image, with the most inspiration you've ever seen on earth, with Mark on earth to prove it, and the book that unfolds with evidence, then ask yourself, what the fuck are you doing? I expect better from you. So does God. Seriously. I expect you to be men and women, not spineless weak cows, and follow the system in everything you do because you depend on it so much. Wrapped in chains. And are you free? No, you're not. You're wrapped in a prison system. And guess what? You become your own warden. You're that weak today. You're that weak by design, so that you're in the human conditioning, the post-human stage. Oh, no, not me, I'm away. That's what everybody else says in the whole world. Just like you do. Just like you do. That's what the problem is. That's why it's declared in documents that 93% of the Western civilization is absolutely beyond the point of return. All negativity taking over the planet and destroying the animals and nature in the whole 9 yards. You don't believe that? Are you brain dead? 550,000 cattle died in Australia, 80,000 horses, 2,000 camels. 550,000 cattle in Kansas, 650,000 cattle died in the Middle East. Right, birds falling out of the sky, animals going around in circles, and they always get away when a tsunami comes, or a volcano, or an earthquake, but they can't now. They don't know where they're going because the confusion's frustrated, because the negativity is killing them all over the world and killing the whole fucking planet. And 227, it's your end times, buddy. You don't believe that? Fuck me. You don't listen, do you? The New York Climate Clock represents that time. That's the solid evidence there, right? You don't believe that? You don't think God whistled that? How do you think you got there? You fucking morons. That's your most important number on the planet, placed in the center of society, and who's looking at it? Oh, your media's not. They're not telling you about the primary problem climate either, that you strip from your 6 sense. How come no one's telling you that? primary proclaiming is you're stripped from your sixth sense and no longer human in post-human states. Don't they say in the mainstream media that you're hackable animals and no longer productive and no longer human? Yeah, they do, and you laugh about it. No, not me. That's what your media does. That's what your government does. That's what your science does. That's what all your friends do. That's what your parents do. And that's what your best friends do. And everyone you follow says the same thing as you do. Oh, no, not me. I'm awake. And I've got to get right through your fucking skull, man. And do you know how to get through your thick skull? You were told in Revelation, your skull will control you because your heart can't feel me. You can't feel me, the sixth sense. And that's what the problem is. And I want you to stop, sit down, and revise your perception about what the real truth is and the reality of truth. Because believe me, you debunk me, you're the most idiot, the biggest idiots in the fucking world, man. When I come with the most powerful evidence of modern history ever recorded in modern history with the book, and you still sit there and doubt, ask yourself, what's going on in your skull?